Blog Talk Radio.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Damn a needle! Can't shove a needle! Man, crush a needle! Man, assassinator! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! A damn shot straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! You can stop the straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! I will fly high! Five-star frog splash! You can't stop me! Five-star frog splash! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! It's all about the yin and the yang. The balance of power that's in. You can't stop the yin and the yang. The balance of power that's in. Drop it down. The whole fucking show. Drop it down. The whole fucking show. I will levitate, split kick you in the yam. I will decimate, you can prepare for. Drop it down, the whole fucking show. Drop it down, the whole fucking show. Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show! Drop it down! The whole fucking show!
Greetings, everybody that's tuning in for another RVD radio episode. I am in here, as usual, with the lovely SVD. Isn't that so, baby?
That's so, baby.
It is so. So you know that means I'm happy, because that's where I want to be. That's true. You know that's true. Girl, you know it's true.
You silly.
That's Millie Vanilli, silly. All right. Can you believe that it is already August 12th, 2009?
No,
I got the year right this time.
you did. And we're never going to have another August 12th, 2009. Yes, we know.
I know, but it's so true, though. You know, like you wake up today, and even though sometimes life becomes routine and it seems monotonous, sometimes you have like a schedule and you just go through the same shit. But really,
You don't have a schedule?
no, I don't. But, you know, listeners do. And I did have a schedule, so I can relate, you know. I can relate to what it was like to seem like I was on a meaningless fucking grind, just day in, day out, going nowhere, but really going everywhere, literally, all over the place. But and the thing is, honestly, as routine as it seems, there has never, ever been a what, baby? There's never been a today before, ever. Isn't that awesome? I mean,
What indulged you in this?
we're making it right now. We're creating today. How cool is that?
How cool is it if you start your monologue off with something different?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know, I've had a pretty busy day today, talking all kinds of projects, talking about shit that people don't even know about, and it's been a good day, you know?
A good day. I'm glad you had a good day.
How was your day?
It was good.
Okay, cool. So, by the way, while we're doing this RVD radio episode tonight, I also have the camera filming us because I'm going to hopefully, if the footage turns out all right, use some of this footage on an RVD TV episode. An RVD TV episode on RVD radio.
I know. It's a lot of RVD.
It is. That's why, you know, I'm warning you. I'm warning you right now. Be prepared. That's a lot of RVD. But that's how you do your brand. You know. That's what the RVD Enterprise needs.
More RVD.
I just want to show RVD TV watchers what we do. You know, all those episodes are going to be on DVD someday. We'll be looking back like, yeah, we did this radio show. We were crazy. And anyway, or not, maybe it'll suck because I don't have anybody in here except the camera sitting on a tripod, so maybe it'll suck and we won't use it. And I'll use something else. New episode every week at robvandam.com. What, baby?
Are you using your webcam too?
No, not right now. I'm going to be using one and then another one, like that. So, baby, and by the way, so while we're doing this radio, and we have callers we take on the line. We got a chat room that goes. Everybody tries to instant message us. Don't instant message us during the show. We're doing a fucking show. People are sending messages. Hi, Rob, and they do that to you too.
They do. Except mine get a little X-rated, and that's not appreciated either.
No, I mean, you know.
You know whose wife I am? Come on.
Whose, baby?
Yours, honey.
See, now, for those of you who don't know, that's normally when I hit a. I know. All right. Let's try that again. Whose wife, baby?
Your wife, baby.
RVD, motherfucker!
Okay. Today we're going to be talking about intentional taking of life. And it's an important subject to talk about. You know, we have a lot of people that listen to the show, and maybe we might influence how some of these people think. And I'm beginning to think that nobody has a respect for life. You know, I mean, some of the crimes where somebody gets shot working behind a counter at a convenience store so they can run off with $35. You think that person wanted to die for that fucking job, that minimum wage job? And a lot of times they're handing the money over and they shoot them anyway just because they think they're not going to get caught. They're going to get caught. Fuck. It's 2009. We have security cameras everywhere, which I love. I love when people get busted for doing shit, even if it's shit, you know, like working at a restaurant and they're like pissing in your drink, or they whip their cock out and rub it through your pizza. And there's a lot of assholes out there. I love it when they get busted. I'm glad that there's cameras everywhere. I am for that because the world is crazy. And I know that a lot of liberal listeners will say, no, that's Big Brother. Keep an eye on us everywhere. There's no privacy. We're going to have a chip in us. Yeah, I don't want the chip. But
it's already in our passports.
It is. But
we chipped our dog.
We like our chips with salsa.
I do. That is my favorite way to eat chips.
I'm just saying, I'm so glad that there's security cameras everywhere because a lot of people, assholes, get busted doing asshole things, you know. But there's not enough respect for life. And I want to talk about murder because people are going to call in, people with opinions, and I want to hear what everybody thinks. You know, when is it okay, if it is ever, to kill, you know? And not just people. I'm talking about when is it all right to kill? Well, right off the bat, basic survival is going to say, well, it's okay to kill to eat, right? You go out and you shoot if you're a hunter, and if you're not a hunter, then somebody else is killing the animals for you so that you can eat. Does that make it okay? I don't know. I mean, I'm really not the judge, but it's something that we want to talk about. I mean, the vegetarians will say no. A lot of spiritualists will say no. You don't kill another living essence and take its energy. You know, we even have friends that won't kill a fly inside. They'll catch it and throw it outside. Ooh, even a spider. Spiders you have to kill because they'll just come back. You do. Sonia's very good at scooping bees out of the swimming pool, and she's got me doing that too because bees are endangered or almost, right?
Almost endangered, and, you know, without honeybees, who's going to pollinate our stuff, man?
And we need pollen, yo.
We do.
So, so I'm with you there. You know, I mean, I think that I have a lot more respect for life, and I'm always shocked at, you know, the lack of respect that most people have. And I don't know if it's most people. Hopefully it's not. But, you know, when it comes to abortion, yay, what a fun subject that one is, right? But again, you know, I mean, you know, is there a life that you're taking at that point? Something's alive. I mean, that's a whole, that's really heavy. But I want everybody, you know, to just, I just want everyone to talk about this and pull it apart and, you know, killing people.
Why? Why that topic? Really?
Why?
Abortion? Like, why are we going to tackle that? Seriously. That is just going to be a nightmare.
Well, it's not, but if people have opinions on it, and that's not our topic, isn't abortion.
Nikki agrees with me. She does not want to tackle that topic at all.
Well, that's fine. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to Nikki, and we're going to ask her in a minute anyway.
Nope. DJ Mike, too. Tappy, too. Your chat room is rebelling against your topic. Let's pick another. It's
not our topic. Our topic is intense.
I don't like the topic. Sorry. What are you doing? You can't let all this dead air go out.
RVD, motherfucker!
That's right, biatch.
So there is the execution. You know, certain states say, yeah, it's okay to kill somebody if they've committed a heinous enough crime. It's okay to put them to death, and it's also, you know, the right, I guess, for, did that help? Or that, no, you can barely see us on the camera, huh? Oh, we should turn that one on. Do that. It's a state-by-state thing, right, as far as, like, the fact of the matter, the decision to fry or hang or shoot or inject or poison with gas a criminal that you have in jail that has been found guilty. That's, you know, some states say no, it's still not okay to kill them. And, you know, I mean, how about someone, but I have a lot of respect for life. Someone breaks into my house, and they're in the house through means of breaking in maliciously with intent to do me or my family harm. I know that I could kill that person. I don't know how I'd feel afterwards.
No, I agree with you, but you won't let me have a gun in the house so that I can attempt to kill that person if they do come in the house.
Well, baby, why don't you just announce to everybody out there? Why don't you just tell them how to get in?
Hey, we have a laser-sighted taser gun.
Well, see, you just answered your own question.
That is... No, don't get me started.
No, guns are dangerous. That's the thing, is because so many people out there have a screwed up perception of when the intention to kill is okay, I don't want everybody having a gun. And people think, no, that's just the answer. Everybody needs a gun, and that way we'll stop people, bad people, from being able to kill. No, most people are idiots. They are. Most people are stupid. I know that for a fact. And if everybody has a gun, they'll be pulling out a gun when they get pissed off because somebody cut them off in traffic, or when somebody flipped them off, or somebody like bumped into them, and just because you're big and I'm little, you think you can bump into me? That's how people are. That's going to be the way they think they can settle problems, is to kill somebody.
I'm just talking about for personal protection within the home. We do live in Los Angeles. It's a scary place out there with no guns. My dad came to visit for the whole week. Every single day he would ask me at least once a day, "You're serious, there's no gun in this house?"
Right, and by the way, her dad kills breakfast in the morning.
Hey, if he shoots it, you eat it. That's just how it is.
Her dad made me shoot a gun when I first met him into a barrel, like a burning barrel of some kind. Oh, hey, thanks, I enjoyed it.
Hey, I'm from the middle of freaking nowhere, and they burn their trash. That's what that burning barrel was.
I killed it.
Along with everybody else, because there's so many holes in those barrels.
Yeah, so didn't he sleep with a gun under his pillow?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that probably anyone sleeping in that bed should have a right to have a say-so on whether a gun is part of the bedroom furniture or not that they're sleeping on. It's a killing machine. It really is. There should be a way to incapacitate somebody to stop them without ending their life. And a bullet, it goes through them, it goes through the wall, it goes into the neighbor's house, through the little baby's crib, in one ear, halfway through, gets lodged in their tiny little undeveloped goo-goo brain.
Oh, my God, would you please stop?
Stop what? Fuck. All right. So, shit. Let's, since you brought her up, let's go to Nikki Starr. Hi, Nikki Starr.
Holla. Oh, you're crazy.
You totally disappeared. I almost called the police earlier and sent them to you because you during a chat. But I only had your email, and if I sent them to your email, they wouldn't be able to find you.
No, but thank you for worrying. Yeah, well, no, I got a really bad headache, and so I laid down. But I want to tell everybody, note to yourself, make sure you say goodbye, even an instant message. It's very rude to disappear and not say goodbye. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oops, my bad. All right, so check this out. Thank you for avoiding the A topic, because it's not worth talking about, because you're not a woman and you can't understand it. Oh, wait, and I'm not a man and I can't understand your viewpoint, and so it's good not to talk about it, I think. Avoidance is what I feel
got no
like
problem with that.
regarding that issue. And then second, okay, so what do you, okay, how do you feel about self-defense, even without a gun?
When is it okay to kill? I mean, your dog gets sick. It's gonna die anyway. They say, oh, you know what? Well, we can put it to sleep now, or you can watch it suffer for another week or two and throw up all over your carpet. Then people think they have the right to just, yeah, put it to sleep. It's all for the best. Same thing with grandma, by the way. You know, and I mean, there's killing is killing. I mean, and I don't mean it to say that it's never okay. I'm just saying that there's a lot of different ways we can talk about taking life. I'm talking about intentionally, not accidentally. But you know, I think we're all going to have different opinions on when it's really okay to kill someone.
I think that if you are of sound mind, and some people will say that if you want to kill yourself, you're not. However, I don't believe that is necessarily the case. Like if you're very ill or you're old, I don't know, maybe you should be able to choose whether you want to end your own life or how to do it, because I don't know. I've never been in a situation where I had to decide that, but if I would want to be able to choose it, and I'd have to go to Sweden to do it, because there are places in Sweden that you can do that.
Well, on the news this week is this girl who had her husband. She thought that she was paying $3,500 to have her husband killed, and they said they think it was over money. And the husband said he was clueless. He said they were a couple that got along so good they were around each other 24/7, and he said that she set it up with a cop posing as a hitman, and she just told her husband, you know, she left the house saying, hey, I'm going to Starbucks. I'll bring you back a fucking Frappuccino, and she left thinking she came back, and they staged it, so she came back, and the cops were there, and they told her that her husband was dead, and she went through the dramatics. Oh, my God. And they busted her, and that's not right, is it?
No, no, that's not right. I mean, the worst case scenario is if he was an abuser or beating her, then I would take the matter into my own hands. I wouldn't hire somebody to do it. Do you see what I mean?
Like that movie Fawcett did?
Yeah, something.
Well,
But no, that's not right. It's never right to do that, no. For the record, no, it's never right to hire a killer, I don't think.
Never? Okay.
I don't think so.
How about a cheating spouse? What if, what if you're married and, most men think if they came home and found another dude in bed with their wife that they would have every right to kill that person. But realistically, what if that dude doesn't know, or... obviously he made a bad judgment call, but there's a lot. I don't know. Should he lose his life for it?
Okay,
there's a lot.
Human nature.
When you lose your life, it's gone. You don't get it back.
Right. Well, human nature is kind of funny this way. So not
Sonia
very many things
make
me mad. Yeah. Right. Not very many things make me mad enough. Not very many things make me mad enough to kill. In fact, I can only think of one instant ever in my whole entire life where I was that mad. And of course I didn't, but I'm just saying, maybe that would make somebody with way less of a temper mad enough to kill. That's where you got to figure that out. I don't know. I don't get that mad. I'm pretty laid back.
What about when a mosquito lands on your arm?
That really makes me mad. No, not one of the people that choose the what is it? Are they Buddhists, right? That do that?
I don't think they all have to be Buddhists to believe, that it's bad to kill.
Life. Yeah, no, I don't feel that way. So, no.
So you will kill a mosquito.
Yes, I know. I will.
Do you ever tighten up and flex so while it's got its needle stuck in you so that it blows up with blood and then explodes?
No, because I don't think I could tighten up and flex that much. Goofball. I do have a question. It's okay to euthanize your animals, even all the way up to a horse. When did that, how did we decide which level of animal it was okay to euthanize? Of course you can't a human being. I think about that all the time. How come it's okay for us to do that to an animal? Weird.
Well, that's a good, it's a fair question. I think, we also kill and eat animals, and
well,
raise.
I don't, but yes, I know some people do.
You don't eat meat?
No.
You're one of those crazy vegetarians.
Yeah.
Awesome. Who knew that?
I eat rabbit.
Sonia said Sonia will eat rabbit. She'll eat it. Have you ever had a squirrel, baby?
Baby, are you going to out me on the radio? Yes, my grandfather.
Roadkill.
Yes, I am from the sticks of Oklahoma, and if they shot it, you ate it. And when I was a child, yeah, Grandpa fed me squirrel.
RVD, motherfucker!
She's from the sticks, and she's an Indian, so I think that makes it okay. But do you not eat meat because you don't want to consume a life essence, or
no.
you not eat meat because you just think that it's not healthy for you?
Yeah, that's why.
It has nothing to do with spirituality.
I don't care. No, not at all. No, not at all.
Right. All right, cool. Well, we appreciate your input, as we do.
We get to these calls.
All right.
Great show. Off topic.
Thanks, Nicky Star. All right. Well, we won't make him wait this week. Michael Porter, you're on RVD Radio.
Hey, RVD, SVD, how are you both doing?
Great, Michael. How are you doing?
We're awesome.
I'm hanging in there.
Oh, wait.
Puppies are 4 weeks old. I'm getting a little bit more sleep.
Okay.
But, on the topic of when it's time or when it's right to kill, well, I think if your family is threatened or if your life is threatened, as much as I would hate to do it, and I'm not sure how I would feel later, I probably could take another life.
So this is more of a kill or be killed scenario, right?
Yeah, basically, and also I think that, you have to include wartime, kill or be killed as well. So
when you start talking about wartime and kill or be killed, I think that it's almost perspective, because you can justify going all the way to the other side of the world and killing people that you don't know, that you never would have met if you weren't there to kill them, and then you can say, well, it was kill or be killed, because eventually they might have come over to America and killed us.
Well, I don't know about whether they would come over here, but if I were to be put into a situation like that, it wouldn't be my decision to go halfway around the world or to the other side of the world with the intent to kill in self-defense or kill to save my country. It's just
my
that I
country,
think...
tis of thee.
I'm sorry?
My country, tis of thee. Sweet land of liberty.
Yeah. I guess that would be it. But
of the EIC or something like that. Not the EIC, of the OC. Dude, is that what it was? It was of the OC. Of the OC. Nothing. But
Orange County.
There you go. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey, but I mean, when you're in a war, it's not like it's your decision to go overseas and kill people. I mean, that's what you're in for. You're part of the troops. You're part of the ultimate team. You're on Team America, and you're going over there because you're a hero for doing it, and everyone's worshiping you because you're going over there to kill people so that they're not killed.
Oh, I guess some people can look at it that way. To me, I think that my country 'tis of thee, like you said earlier. But
you know that you can't join the army and then say, oh, but by the way, I'm not flying nowhere. I'm not going on any trips. I just want to stay here and do some typing.
Either that or be special services and entertain people.
Well, maybe. I mean, in a way, then hopefully you're not the one killing. That's what you're getting around, right? Right.
But hopefully you're not the one that gets killed by mistake either.
That can happen. Bob Hope actually died overseas. He just never knew it. He just kept on performing anyway.
Yeah. RVD, I wonder about you sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. So your day's going good?
Yeah, it's going all right. The puppies are 4 weeks old today. They're starting to eat a little bit of puppy food and not just Pepper's Ninny. So she's enjoying that a little bit better. They still want to nurse from time to time, but it's not as often as it was before. So
it's a good idea to feed your dog peppers. Don't like it.
Yeah, they might blow up in a different way.
Exactly. It gives them heartburn. Hey, Bruce Jingles.
Bruce Jingles, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You got to record that for me, so when I'm not there, you can do it.
No shit, man. But more importantly, I just need you here.
All right, word.
Awesome, man. Dude, we were just talking to Michael Porter and his puppy Pepper. Michael Porter's puppy Pepper. Michael Porter's puppy's Pepper. Michael Porter's
5 times real fast, RVD.
Motherfucker.
Michael Porter, motherfucker.
All right.
Michael Porter's puppy Pepper. Penis.
Michael Porter's puppy power.
Something like
puppy
that.
Power.
Like Scrappy Doo.
Bruce Jingles, motherfucker.
How's it going?
Awesome, dude. So
that's right, Daddy.
We're talking tonight about intentionally killing Bruce Jingles.
Mm-hmm.
So get out your thinking cap for us and help us figure out when is it okay to kill.
Has somebody spoken with your wife or your mom?
Do you really think so? Like
your wife or your mom?
Yeah, dude.
Wait. I had a single mom, and there was I don't even want to get into that, but I wouldn't have killed somebody for that.
It depends on. I mean, if somebody's like hitting, or if they're in like danger, and the choice is to save them, you have to take the person out. Yeah, you're gonna take the person out.
Right on. All right. Well, I mean, you know, I could see circumstances like that, but I mean, is that just an absolute? You know, like shit, someone's fucking with your wife. Bam. I mean, you know, what if
That's
they don't
how
know?
Dude, that's how my grandfather was. I remember he told this dude one time, he goes, I got a 45 and a shovel and nobody will miss you. Wow.
Well, of all the name.
Did he ever kill anybody?
I'm sure he did. Well, he grew up back in, you know, the 30s in Houston, Texas. And in Houston, Texas, it wasn't too black friendly then. And he had to defend himself against these country boys, so I'm pretty sure he did what he did.
And I think everybody in Texas has a gun.
Yeah, amen to that.
Can we call him right now? Because I can call out from RVD Radio. We can call him, ask him if he's ever killed anybody.
Who, my grandfather?
Yeah.
Better get a Ouija board.
Oh, okay.
The international rate is a bitch.
All right, I better wait on that one then.
No, but I really don't understand. Okay, I think it has to be an extreme circumstance to do it. These guys out there, they just do it for a whim. I don't get it.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of fucking needless killing, and man, you got to be a cold-hearted motherfucker. I mean, you kill somebody, and as bad as this sounds, I can almost understand why some people choose like a homeless person, because they think that nobody cares about that person, you know. So
yeah.
Right, and so they think they're gonna knock a homeless person off just because they're sick and they want to fucking kill somebody, whatever. I mean, but I mean, that person, obviously, you know, someone cares about that person. As we usually find out, they didn't know that person was living on the sidewalk, whatever. But, man, you know, to bust in someone's house and just shoot them up or...
No, I don't get it. I don't get that, like that home invasion shit.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
No, I mean, honestly, if somebody broke into your shit, I mean, you're a martial artist, you know, you can chop suey some motherfuckers.
Nobody's got a chance. I don't care if there's 15 men with machine guns, man. I'm a martial artist.
Yeah, that's what you deflect bullets like the Last Dragon and shit. But you're a badass. See, but I just don't understand these people that just do it just like the thrill. You know, the thrill kills.
Right.
Like the killing on the whim. I don't get it.
No, and you hope that in the afterlife that they're punished for it. I mean, it's amazing that people can walk around having killed people, even if it was in the war. You know, I mean, it's amazing to me that there's a lot of people that walk around, Vietnam vets or whatever, having, you know, many kills under them. How do you function? Like, that has to change you, I think. How can you just like...
Yeah, how do you function normally?
Exactly.
Vietnam. Think about all the guys coming back from Iraq.
Dude, yeah, I was in Iraq for 3 weeks, and I came back kind of
over there.
Yeah, I came back kind of fucked up, just because I saw a soldier die.
No.
Yeah, he was blown up, and they airlifted him to the base I was at. And then he had his arms and legs blown off, lost like 6 pints of blood, and he passed away. So that kind of fucked me up.
Yeah, man. I mean, you were fucked up before you went too.
Oh yeah, true. True that.
So yeah, I mean, I don't understand. You know, there's especially if you ever watched the TV shows specials on the gangs we have here in LA.
Oh yeah.
And dude, it's just like in the movies. You know, someone from the family gets killed, you know, someone from the gang, and everyone tells the police they have no idea who did it. Then they go after the guy that shot. They kill, you know, him and some of his people, and they go back and forth, and they just leave bodies in the streets. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and then because I grew up,
that's like not far.
Right, it's not far from here or anywhere. I mean,
and the even fucking crazier part is we don't have a gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Want to go out there and play Wild West, baby?
No, I don't, but I want to have a gun in my house.
You do?
I do. This has been a long. How many years have we been together? That's how long this debate's been going on between the two of us.
I can honestly tell you, I grew up with guns in my family. My mom has 3.
My dad slept with one under his pillow. You weren't around for that conversation, but I grew up with guns too. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up the same way. I grew up with, my stepdad was like, he was a Black Panther back in the 60s, so, he was hardcore. So, I grew up with that. If you know what you're doing with guns, that's fine. But if you're like one of these people that are just all willy-nilly about it, you shouldn't have a gun. But you have
Willie
a
Nelson
gun.
didn't have a gun, just like
No, not Willie Nelson, willy-nilly.
Oh.
What kind of gun do you want?
They are killing machines, any which way that you look at it. A gun is a killing machine. People look at it as if it is just something, it's a self-defense mechanism. No, it's more than that. It's a killing machine. It gives anybody the power to just move their finger, squeeze a trigger and end somebody's life. And it's like, it's a hell of a lot of power anyway. I think, it's, shit. When I'm doing movies and or TV shows and I have to shoot people with a gun, which I've had to do like in VIP with Pamela Anderson and also in like 18 Wheels of Justice, any shit like that, I'm not pointing the gun right at the people. I'm
wrong side of town.
Thinking of Brandon Lee getting shot with some fucking blanks or whatever and ending his life, and I pointed off a little bit just in case because I don't feel right, aiming that shit at somebody.
Neither do I, because in Iraq, they took us out to the gun range, which is all of Iraq, and they took us out to the gun range and the special forces guys had us firing off rounds and stuff. And I was even kind of nervous about it then, you know what I mean? What if some shit popped off where I had to use it? You know what I mean? It's just, ugh.
And you grew up with guns and you felt like that. And you're black.
Yeah, and it's like, ugh. Well, you got to think it's a different mindset when you're firing guns in a war zone.
Yeah.
There's always that possibility some shit's going to pop off. That's just going through my mind, but I'm weird.
Well, that's the thing is those fucking gangbangers, they say that we are in a war zone. Let me go to the man who could be the official word, if I can take him off mute. And you hated that. You want me to take that off? Officer X, motherfucker!
What's up, bro?
Officer X, motherfucker!
I can listen to that all day long.
Hey, Officer X, we're talking about intentionally killing. When is it okay? You're taking a life. Is that the responsibility that anybody should really have, do you think, like from an ultimate spiritual morality? Or is it just, like surviving, or what the fuck, man? You're a cop. You carry around a gun every day, right?
Yeah, I don't like guns, though, to be honest. I'll be real candid with you. I don't like guns.
Have you had to shoot anybody on duty?
No, thank God. Thank God, no.
Had to point it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a million times. But thank God, no. It's awful, but it's got to be one of the worst things in the world. I've seen people die. It's terrible. Did you see the movie Ghost?
Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, Ghost?
Yeah, remember how they show the spirits leaving the body?
Yeah, of course.
It's not too far off. And the funny thing is, today I was out doing a traffic deal when I was talking with the two guys working, and we were discussing the same exact thing about how freaky it is when life goes, Crazy stuff. But, killing people, I don't think anybody has the right to kill someone unless your life depends on it.
Okay, what if somebody's in bed fucking your wife? You, I believe I know you enough to say, although in the moment of rage it would seem like you've got the right, in the big picture, no, you don't kill that person, right?
No, you can't kill him, You can have her.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? See ya. Thank you.
Yeah, you're doing me a favor, pal.
On their way.
No, honestly, if your wife's banging some guy in your room, no, you can't kill him. You'd want to kill him, but
Maybe just shoot one testicle off, right?
I don't know. You gotta. You know, that's a fine thing. You got to do something because the guy really disrespected you bad, but they can spend the rest of their life together.
No shit. Yeah, that's
nasty
true.
shit. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
A lot of people would think in that case that it's okay. What about, is it
Dude,
true?
think about this, though. Say that happens. Say you come home and your wife's you're doing that, right? And then you kill the guy, right? Now you're going to go sit in some shithole jail cell for 15 years if you're lucky, if you get off on some insanity defense. Is it worth it?
Fuck no.
I don't give a fuck.
Let him go. Yeah, totally. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's being a man. You know, that's what you think. You think you got a lot of people would think in that circumstance that'd be the right thing to do. But and in Texas, if I'm not mistaken, I think I've heard of stories where they get away with it. You know, and I don't know. I mean, there are some fucked up laws, and I want to do an episode sometime where we're talking about all the fucked up laws in different states. I'd love to have people call in with what they know is like still what we call the blue laws. And there's some really, really dumb ones out there. But some of the ones that people consider normal, I consider dumb. Like if you're in the South, you can't buy alcohol on Sunday. What the fuck?
Not only that, like in South Carolina, you can't buy groceries past 5 o'clock on a Sunday. You go into a Super Walmart, and the grocery side of Super Walmart is like they've got the crime scene tape up.
I don't understand. How do they justify that without saying it's just about control? That's
or Utah, you can't buy booze on Sunday, so I'm never performing in Utah.
No, Utah.
It's just like, ew.
Yeah, Utah, you can't get a drink on Sunday, but you can have 6 wives. You figure it out.
Yeah, so, it's just different.
That's when you need a drink.
In Utah, you can buy the magic underwear.
What magic underwear?
Magic underwear?
Mormons wear so that they don't masturbate.
Oh,
what do they got?
She says there's magic underwear.
Just ask a Mormon. They won't tell you. They get really uptight about their magic underwear.
Magic.
No, I know this. I know this Mormon guy. I want to bust balls. What is it?
That's it. There's some kind of magic underwear that they wear, and they're supposed to protect them so that they don't masturbate.
What do they got? Chains that chain your hands to your hips or something?
She can talk about it. She wants to be unmuted.
Oh,
Her parents are Mormon. Oh, yes.
Oh.
It's not about that. Oh, please, Nikki, enlighten me, because that's all I've ever heard it's about.
All right, we're unmuting.
Hi. That's not. First of all, you guys are crazy. You're cracking me up. If you have 6 wives, you do need a drink. I'm just saying. That's not what it's about. I know, right? That's not what it's about, what she said. I can't even wrap my head around it. My parents are Mormon, and trust me, that's not what it's about. It is about, like, they do these symbols. Oh, God, my parents would kill me and think I was going to hell just for even talking about it. But
so you're saying it's not true that Mormons have magic underwear to keep them from masturbating?
They do, but it's not to keep them from masturbating. That's not what it's for.
What's it for?
Oh.
It's because no. It's the weirdest thing ever. And, I mean, they're weird. I don't know if you all have ever seen them. Well, I don't know, probably not. But I've done the laundry. They're just bizarre. Weird, like weird. But they have special symbols on them that mean certain things. Oh, I'm sweating because if anybody ever heard me that was Mormon, I'd
like
probably
what?
be
What
dead.
do symbols say?
I'm pretty sure your mom and dad don't listen to RVD radio.
Are they Harry Potter underwear?
They make them invisible.
RVD, motherfucker!
Is it Harry Potter and the Secret of the Elastic?
Bruce, this could be some great material.
I know. I'm writing this shit down.
I'm just happy. No, I'm just happy to learn that they're not to keep you from masturbating because that's the person that told me about it was like dead.
That's right, Daddy.
We're 4.
They're just like regular, well, no, they're not just like regular underwear, but you pull them up so you could pull them down to masturbate is what I'm saying. So they don't have
actual underwear. They're not imaginary underwear.
We should get masters some.
Nikki, have you worn these underwear and pulled them?
I have not worn them, but I've washed them. I've done the laundry before at my mom's.
Do you washed underwear after it was masturbated in?
Hold on. Does the magic go away once they've been washed?
Yeah. You have to use,
No, you have to wash them in super magic downy.
you have to use magic detergent?
Hey, you got to get prepared for the masturbator to rest one.
Oh my God! You don't even know. Like I'm talking about this. If anybody Mormon is
You're going to
right
hell,
now,
girl.
I am, and I'll see y'all there. Yeah.
I know you'll be on the next episode of Big Love.
I love that movie. That show.
Hey, I'm still confused. Now, what does the magic underwear do for the Mormons?
It sounds like to me they create the camel toe.
Okay, you know what? And you SVD might think I'm lying. Y'all might think I'm lying, but this is what they teach that it's supposed to protect you. It keeps you modest because you can't wear shorts. They come down to your knees, and then they go low on your arms, so you can't wear shorts. So you can't wear tank tops, so they keep you modest because your clothes have to cover them. But then they think that it protects you.
Right?
Like they tell you, right? They tell no, right?
It's the Mormon version of a burqa.
It is, and it's underneath your clothes. Yeah.
So wait a minute. You mean the guys on the bikes are wearing the magic underwear?
Yeah.
Are the door-to-door guys wearing the magic underwear?
Yes, they are.
I can't wait till one of those guys knocks on my fucking
I
door.
swear to God, the next one of those kids,
take the fucking shirt off now.
dude, I'm gonna open the door and they're gonna say something. I'm gonna go, magic underwear, motherfucker.
They'll never come back to your house again, ever.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, I'm going to ask them if I buy the fucking book, if they'll throw a pair of drawers in with it.
No, you can't get them until you go someplace, until you go through this special ritual at their temple.
Oh, dude, they have a fucking ritual?
It's a big thing. And if you go to the temple for this ritual, then you get the underwear. I'm not lying. I'm not making it up.
That's some satanic kind of weird. Dude, I don't know, dude.
I don't know. The weird part for me was that they have prophets that are actually living still. That was kind of weird for me.
They have what?
Living prophets.
Oh, no shit, huh?
Yep. And wait, though, the weirdest thing about it, like my parents have been Mormon for a while, so the weirdest thing about it is that their prophet's really old right now. Oh, God forgive me. And when he dies, and he's about to die, he goes into a room and he talks to God, and God tells him who the next prophet's going to be, and then he appoints that person.
He might pick
I'm
Fonzie.
not even making this up. I would, if it were me. This is why I'm not the prophet.
Hey, is the underwear a one-piece deal?
No.
It's a one piece.
How can you see some guys selling books have to take a dump real bad, sprint to the bathroom?
You said you had to wash the magic underwear?
Yes, my mom was sick. Yes, my mother was sick, and I went home to take care of her for 8 weeks, and I did their laundry. And yes, it was weird. It's so bizarre.
What if you soil the magic underwear? You must go to hell for that.
Oh.
Right. Oh, that's crazy. Weird.
Dude, I'm so doing a bit on the magic underwear.
You have to.
Hey,
did we look up?
Yeah, but only when you're playing in Utah. Otherwise, I don't
will it hit?
Anybody knows about this. It's like the best kept secret since, getting bumped up to first class when you get the heavyweight belt in WWE.
That's a good secret.
Oh, so only, wait, so you mean to tell me you're flying coach?
All of
you
that.
got the belt?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's why it sucks so bad. You're sitting in coach every day, unless, but when you're a champ, boom, you get bumped right up to first class. And I was in business fucking 17 years or some shit, and I never knew that. All of a sudden I'm in first class, like, what the fuck? And then, like, if first class isn't available because the airplane doesn't have a first class cabin or it's sold out or some shit, they book you 2 seats next to each other. So there'd be like airplanes that were all packed, with like fucking big people with 3-foot wide asses, like like Mark Henry or Umag or whatever, all crammed in because there's no first class. And then Rey Mysterio, he's got his seat next to him empty, and his feet don't even touch the floor.
No, then it's like that's like me sitting between fucking Umaga and fucking Rikishi.
No, it's nothing like that at all.
Freaking scary. Dude, we flew coach to Iraq. That was horrible.
Dude, when you go to Iraq, don't you got to fly like some big shitty fucking warplane that doesn't have seats in it and stuff? Or no?
When I flew, we flew from LAX to Frankfurt, and then from Frankfurt,
Kentucky?
No, Germany, and then we flew from Germany to Kuwait, and then Kuwait we took to each base we would take like a C-130.
You took C-3PO with you?
Yeah, that's what I called him.
Dude, I know you did.
That's what I
my brother told me when he went to Afghanistan, they just sit in like nets in the back of some cargo plane for 26 hours. It sucks.
Yeah, and then the military planes don't land like they do a drop and then land.
Okay, so it's not very pleasant.
I liked it. It was fun. But everybody else didn't like it.
Yeah, but you're also into some weird shit.
Yeah, I'm crazy.
Did you have your magic drawers on?
Yeah, I had magic underwear on. I had my magic boxers. They got magic boxer briefs now, too.
That's awesome.
Oh, my God, man.
I wonder if they have magic thongs.
No, I asked her. She said absolutely not.
Magic.
Can you imagine how thick the bra straps must be in these?
Oh, my God.
That's awesome. Love it, Nikki.
I got to take her back off mute. Hey, Nikki.
All right, what? You guys are killing me.
Is there magic thongs?
No, not it. No. There's no magic thong. I have a pair of magic thongs, but
you do? What are the magic?
Hey, do all the girls get together and have lingerie parties and buy this shit for each other and stuff?
Oh my God! In porns, yeah.
Do they have Mormon porn?
No. Oh.
Mormon porn?
That'd be kind of crazy.
That you don't even
know.
That
would be like a gangbang because the guy would have like 15 wives.
No, the guy who comes to the door. Hello, greetings, elder.
Right. Did you see Orgasmo?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
I love
really
movie.
How it is.
Oh, this is funny, dude. I didn't even smoke out today. This is funny.
All right.
Oh my God, this is some good shit.
All right.
Hey, so we just can't.
Wait, I gotta tell you all something. In the chat room, they're putting pictures of the magic underwear. Did you see that, SVD?
No, I didn't.
Eddie's putting a link of where you can go look at them. You gotta see it.
Wow, and you can see the real life size.
And you put that link in again. Yeah, so then you can click on it, and that is the right. He's putting in the right link. That's what they look like.
Hey, if RVD got magic underwear and brought him to his guy and got him airbrushed and shit, would that be a sin?
Oh.
Did you kill him for that? I'm trying to segue to the topic. Would it be okay to kill him for that? I'm just saying.
Hey, you know what, Officer X? It's kind of funny that you mentioned that because it looks like caller number 10. As soon as I let Nikki go back to her job and do some screening, is the very man himself that airbrushes my outfits, Mr. Joe Holland.
Hey, Rob, what's going on?
Hey, we were just talking about you. We had a question. Have you ever airbrushed any Mormon magic underwear?
Yeah. I just did a piece a few minutes ago.
Dude, I knew if someone did it, Joe would. He's the man.
Well, we had a bad thunderstorm here. That's the East Coast for you. I mean, every 5 minutes there was another thunderstorm, and power was out, so I would have called in a little bit earlier. I'm just now catching up.
Oh, okay. Well, cool. Glad you called in. For those of you who are listening, Joe Holland is the man who has always airbrushed my kick-ass RVD singlet since day one. First time we've had him on RVD radio, but this week on RVD TV, this week's episode, or last week's rather, the most recent episode is a tribute to all the different outfits. I have a shitload of different outfits, and not to mention the airbrush, the briefcase. You guys remember the Money in the Bank briefcase? And it's a kick-ass episode. You liked the episode, right, Joe?
Yeah, man, what a nightmare that was in the beginning, though, you know, because it was a Halliburton deep briefcase, and the paint wouldn't stick, and I sent it to Rob, and the first couple of times I got kicked around the ring, the paint flaked off, and he mailed it to me, you know, JoJo, you got to repaint this thing, and so I painted it real quick, sent it back to him, and you're driving up and down the highway trying to intercept this thing from the shipper. I mean, whew, man, you got that thing just back in the next time.
Yeah, it went through some damage, too, because, I mean, I would bring it into the ring, slide it in, throw it to the floor, throw it at edge, jump up, Van Daminate it into his face. I mean,
yeah, I think I had like 100 coats of clear coat on that thing so it survived. It was amazing.
But no doubt that was the most original Money in the Bank briefcase ever, and when I would travel from airport to airport, all the security guards, you know, you would instantly see who was keeping up with the show because they were so excited to see that thing. It was fun. It put a lot of attention on me at a very important time leading up to my big, you know, WWE Heavyweight Championship match with John Cena when I cashed in the Money in the Bank. But on the episode, the RVD TV episode, we also show, let's see, what else did we show? We did the jacket. You know, a lot of people watching aren't going to realize that during that, and if you look at my YouTube page or the free previews page at robvandam.com, when you see me holding that Money in the Bank briefcase, you'll see a big sign behind me. Joe Holland made that sign, the original sign for RVD's 5-Star Comics, and also the shirts. I couldn't find all the shirts, but I was trying to throw out all the shirts that I could find that you had done. A lot of work, man. I've got a lot of your artwork here at the
I had one recently I did with you as Johnny Bravo, and it said, Van Dam, I'm pretty. You know, I wanted to send that. I wanted to send that to you. Some of the stuff that I've sent to you when I'd write, I've learned my lesson. You know, putting your name, you know, as Rob Van Dam. I'd have to put Rob S or Rob. You know, I wouldn't put Rob VD. You know, that wasn't very smart.
Because sometimes it ends up coming up missing in the mail, right?
But it would disappear. I mean, if I sent stuff to you, it'd disappear. Somebody handling it would take it, and I'd have to be very careful about it. Or you've told me before, you know, when I'd send stuff to your address, you know, if it wound up on your front doorstep, you know, somebody, you know, would zip in there and grab it and take off with it. So it was always.
Has that shit happened to you before, Rob? It's got the other name on, and they rob your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe can tell you the story of an outfit that went back and forth, and he kept, you know, I felt bad because Joe said, you didn't get that yet, and I almost started thinking like I did something wrong, like I wasn't here and it was on my doorstep or something, and I didn't know, and I was like, no, I never got it, and he said he saw it on eBay eventually.
I'd have to overnight everything. You know, I'd put delete the signature confirmation because Rob wasn't always at home. So I'd have to sign that part of the, you know, delivery thing that would, like, alleviate him of having to sign for it. And I would call him the day before, and then I'd call him the day of and the day after to make sure that he got it, because otherwise somebody would snatch it and try to sell it. I mean, they were really coveting those things. And you know, by the way, Rob, I've still got your outfit that where you beat up on Regal.
Oh, okay, right on.
Yeah, I need to send that to you. By the way, I only matched that up with the toy, you know, to show somebody that the toy had the same outfit on it.
From the WrestleMania 18, right?
Right, and they wouldn't believe me. So I actually came across that the other day. I need to send that to you.
That's cool, man. A lot of the outfits seem to disappear. Some of them we donate to some charitable causes, or we even auction them off sometimes for good cause.
You're a good guy.
Well, you know, I mean, they collect, and as you said, you know, before, they're always going to keep coming. So, hypothetically, if I was to make a return, we already know that Joe Holland would have me covered with some kick-ass outfits.
You know, the funny thing that's come out of you being in Savannah. I mean, I remember when you used to sit on the floor in my garage, and you talk about Greek and Roman mythology. This guy's an expert on Greek and Roman mythology. And Rob wasn't much of a talker. I'm a talker, but Rob would, man, when I would get him on that subject, you know, man, he would just know everything about it. And then we evolved, you know, it's really funny. I can't believe I've known him this long. He was in my den one day. This guy calls me. I was doing some work for CBS. And I said, hey, would you like to meet Rob Van Dam, an upcoming star in ECW? He says, no, not really. Rob shrugged his shoulders, and the guy called me back like a couple of months later. He goes, Joe, did you say that I could talk to Rob Van Dam? I said, yeah, and you blew me off. And he was upset.
Yeah. Oh,
that was some good times.
Yeah, good times. So, Joe, we got a topic that we're throwing around tonight, and it is the topic of intentional taking of life. You are, I think, a bit more conservative than myself. I wonder what your views are. Like, if you could sum it up, when do you think it's okay to kill?
When somebody has an eyewitness, unperjured account of somebody intentionally killing somebody on a murder one charge. Because when you put them away for life, they have a lifetime to plan their escape.
So it's an eye for an eye.
Well, no, not that simple. I think it's an eyewitness, unperjured account of somebody intentionally taking someone's life when it's just so horrific that you know this person is a born killer and they'll kill again. And the only defense I can give myself and support is the murder one convicts who have escaped prison and killed again. And if they, you know, in the Texas 7, and I could go on and on, I won't bore you, but, you know, murder one convicts who have escaped have killed again.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you know, if they had been dealt with, I'm not saying it would be a very complicated, systematic chain of affairs to convict somebody on something like that. But for me and foremost, it would be an unfettered, unperjured eyewitness event to a murder one.
So first question that comes to my mind is, if that's where we draw the line, what about somebody that hasn't actually killed, but they have they're a kid, they're a child fucker, pedophile, and they're repeat offenders, and you can't do anything with them? Is it okay to fucking get rid of them for the sake of society?
I think you can. I think it, you know, my wife's in the medical field, and you know, I've taken a few painkillers after surgeries that have knocked my you know what in the dirt. And I say, give them a few of these drugs and knock their you know what's in the dirt and keep them in jail. If they want to go screw each other in jail, fine.
Keep them drugs.
Or give them. I don't know. I
medical experiments on them and shit.
Yeah.
Medical experiments? No.
Yeah.
I think that once the experiment
blood factories.
Once you got the evidence that it proves that it works. I mean, I'm not talking about saltpeter, but if you had something in the past that's knocked your Peter in the dirt, then you know that it's possible to knock theirs in the dirt. But taking their life, no, they could still serve some purpose in jail. But you know, pedophiles are recidivists. They do it again and again and again and again and again.
Which must be the definition of recidivist.
Well, yeah, repeat offenders. I only heard that from Blues Brothers album with Dan Aykroyd. He said, my brother's a recidivist offender.
Yeah, I remember that.
So we have on the line with us, Joe, a friend of mine who's a police officer up in the Massachusetts area, and he's a weekly guest here at RVD Radio. Officer X, our yeah, right, baby. Mm-hmm. Our anonymous police official. Is Massachusetts one of those states where you can get where you get the death penalty? Is that
no. Massachusetts is a very liberal state, criminal justice-wise.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, the decriminalization of marijuana, the death penalty's not there. It's
lifetime. You're a lifetime in jail for murder, right?
In the first degree, yeah.
Which really means 6 years, probably, right?
No. Murder one, you're not getting out. It's an intentional killing with malice aforethought or by extreme atrocity or committing another life felony. You know, like if you say you're raping a chick, you're breaking her house and you're raping a chick, and she dies. Say she has a heart attack or something. You're hooked to the murder one, even though you didn't try to kill her. But because you did the home invasion, and then that was the full course of doing it, you know. Or Or if you do something just really disgusting, like chop people up and they die, but you say you didn't want to kill them, you know?
Are you talking about a federal charge or a state charge?
State.
Okay. There's no probation or parole for a federal charge.
No. Well, they still got the death penalty. Like, if you commit a murder one in Massachusetts and the feds take it on, they can charge you capitally with that.
Right, and then there's no parole or probation for a federal charge. But if it's a state charge, like Rob said, yeah, you could possibly get paroled for it.
Unless you're in Texas.
Well,
they can argue that down.
Yeah, Texas, if I'm not mistaken, I think they have the record. When Bush was president, they had the record for putting the most people ever to
They were
death.
executing mentally retarded defendants, too. It was terrible.
They execute anybody, yeah.
What's that?
So, Officer X, so most people, I think, probably that are listening, like me, think that legally you're covered if you kill somebody who has come into your house, someone who has broken into your house late at night, that you're covered on the defense end. Is that just like an urban legend, or is that?
Not if you have the ability to flee.
That's castle doctrine.
If you have the ability to flee, you're required to flee.
See, we did away with that in Georgia. We did away with the stand. We have the Stand Your Ground Act. I mean, if the duty to flee is ridiculous. I mean, if
I
you
agree with you 100%.
Yeah, the duty to flee is. I mean, I've seen that come up in people's court. That's ridiculous. The castle doctrine is what we adopted in Georgia. You know, if you're trapped in your bed at night, somebody comes through the door, and they don't have to worry about my gun. They have to worry about my 130-pound German Shepherd first.
Yeah, okay. Well, your dog isn't going to get charged with murder. I know that.
No,
I don't know, though. They might put your dog to sleep, actually, if you rip someone's throat out. I've heard of crazier things.
They can catch him.
He would most likely flee.
Yeah, he would flee.
Hopefully he doesn't have fleas at the same time. Hey, so Officer X, you have obviously in the line of duty had to point your gun at people. When you do that, have you actually been like really on the verge where you're like, you know what, I think I'm gonna have to shoot this motherfucker?
Things have always worked out, that never really got that crazy. But, I mean, you don't have it out if you don't think it's a threat to your life or the public,
Yeah, that's what I think, too. That's what I think. If anybody had a gun pulled at me and they were pointing it, just because of the fact that gun could go off, I feel like at that point when they're pointing a gun at me, I feel like they're already endangering my life. So I feel like
they are.
I'd feel pretty fucking defensive about it.
Knife, gun, baseball bat, anything.
That guy pointed a gun at me yesterday, Rob. No shit.
Maybe some sweet nunchucks.
Yeah, he came up on my tail. I slammed on brakes. He hit the trailer hitch on my truck. I got out. I said, what's your problem? He's got a .22 aimed at me from his hip.
Whoa.
I pulled my shirt sleeve up. I said, well, here's my weapons permit. Here's my .45. By the time if that .22 doesn't hit me between the eyes, this .45 is going to put you through that seat.
Where do you live, in Deadwood?
I live in Georgia.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I live in Georgia.
Oh, that's what. There you go.
Well, I call.
Who stole the fucking dope?
That's my Deadwood clip.
I call 911.
That's a very appropriate story, Joe, and also it makes a point that I always think people overlook, and it's this. People think, okay, yeah, this kid came in, he shoots everybody in the place up. If only everyone had guns, he wouldn't get that far. But most people aren't, first off, they're not going to be the quickest draw, and the attacker is going to have the element of surprise, which is 99% of any attack, right?
Well, there's no guarantee that .22, as rusty as it was going to work. And, that's the 50-50 chance. But I was in the right. He didn't have a permit. He went to jail. I mean, if I decided to pull my .45, I wouldn't have aimed it at him. I would have blown him right through the seat. And
you would have what?
I would have blown him right through the seat. Him pointing
but I mean, you don't.
22 at me. Yeah.
But you see, you don't pull out a gun unless you're ready to let it go.
Exactly. I didn't draw my weapon because I wasn't going to.
You let him see it?
Pardon?
Oh no, Jesus.
No, he didn't draw it.
I didn't draw it. It was in my hip.
No, but here's my thing. I believe in strict gun laws. I really do. Not because I believe most normal law-abiding people who get gun permits would never act like an asshole.
It took me 6 months to get it, sir, and I have the training to use it.
No, I understand that, but I mean, I think that's half the problem why there are so many guns, because the availability is just way too much in this country.
Well, I mean, you know,
sure. For sure, dude. It's so easy, and obviously, most of them that are out there are probably illegally obtained, but they first got out there in the first place anyway. And yeah, it's when we were in England, they were telling us, and this was a few years ago. Maybe shit's changed since then, but they were saying that it was so hard the normal person wasn't allowed to have a gun at their house. They could only get a gun permit if they went to and got trained for it, and they had to sign up for it, and then they could keep their gun on the gun range unless they owned a farm and had to fight off animals from attacking their livestock.
That's a good point you just made, Rob. If you were watching the news, there was a big jewelry heist yesterday in Great Britain, one of the biggest in history. They had guns. Darren Cleveland and Eric Harris broke over 80 gun laws when they shot up Columbine. If there had been 81 that they broke, do you think they would have said, oh, we can't go that far. We can't break 81 gun laws. Just break 80.
But, you know, I noticed, too, because I go to Ireland fairly often because that's where my wife is from, and the cops don't have guns there, just the detectives do, and it's crazy. The gun laws are so strict in those countries.
I mean, okay, since you said that, and I know we can't go backwards from where we're at right now, but hypothetically, isn't that a pretty good situation? Or do you think, and you might be out of perspective, Officer X, since you're a cop, but I know having this conversation with my boy Justin McCauley, he's afraid that if that was the situation, that the people are too vulnerable to be taken over by the government. And with the New World Order coming up and all that, you can't completely just blow that off. Would that be the ideal situation, do you think, if only police officers had guns?
Somewhat, but I mean, the problem is here, like all these guns that you see these gangbangers with, like out our way, you can go to places like Vermont or some other southern states, they're very lax with selling firearms. You can go to Vermont and buy guns with a library card. So what happens up here all the time is you'll find someone with a drug habit, a heroin habit or something in Vermont, and heroin's very expensive there where it's cheap here. So they just trade guns for drugs all day.
You can buy guns with a library card. I'm just taking your word for that.
No. I'm being facetious, but the permitting structure is very lax.
Well, I'll go straight to the Tommy gun section under the Dewey Decimal line.
Tommy Gunn, Tommy Duke Morrison, Tommy Gunn, and Rocky V. I'm right with you.
Yeah. Love Tommy Gunn.
No, that was the gun on the Elliot Ness show, wasn't it? The Tommy gun.
45
caliber.
Yeah. Arnie L. Ermy. This is not a 45 caliber garden hose. They do run out of bullets. Yeah. My theory is I did a T-shirt one time and I sold a bunch of them at a gun show, and it said anything, and it had a 100-round magazine from a Tommy gun on it. Said anything worth shooting is worth shooting 100 times. You laughed, Rob. I heard you.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a license plate or something we'd see hanging up
T-shirt
in Georgia.
Yeah, man.
Or Texas.
Yeah.
Or Texas. All right. Hey, let me go to Dario from Chicago. I got a bunch of callers, as I always do, that always feel slighted when I'm talking to my guests. But I know you're there, man. Don't hang up. Dario from Chicago, welcome to RVD Radio, dude.
Hey, what's up, Rob?
Same old, man. It's another Wednesday, so we're here, and we're here to grow, man. We're beating our brains up over the merits of taking life. What do you think, man? You might have a story that you can share with us or something. I'm wondering how everybody feels about killing, because I watch the news and I'm afraid that people aren't getting taught right. I feel like it's my duty, if anyone's listening and they give a shit, what I think, and if I can inspire or impress upon anybody in any way, I want them to know I think that the gift of life is incredibly valuable, and it's not something that could be taken lightly in any which way. And people that can just kill left and right, these scumbags that I see on my news that cause all this unnecessary grief, and they think they can kill so that their life can be better. I'm not sure what the reasons are for when killing is okay. We'll talk about that, but for sure, thinking you can kill somebody just so your life can be better and benefit from it is definitely not okay. And I want to make sure that everyone listening knows that's how I feel, because holy shit, a lot more people than I would think seem to be under the impression, man, I'll just off that person and I'll be better off. That's fucked up, don't you think, Dario?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I'll tell you what, man, like here in Chicago, it's the city with the strictest gun laws in the whole country, yet last year it was number one in gang violence and murders.
Really?
Yes, it was. It was the murder capital of the country last year. And there's so many gun laws. They have gun laws for gun laws. And the only people that follow those laws are decent people. You know, so the people who are killing aren't going to follow those laws, so I think that's pretty pointless.
Well, okay, I mean, I definitely understand what you're saying, but do you think the answer is then to go the other way and make it more accessible for everyone to have guns?
Well, it might go either way. I mean, maybe somebody who has a gun will think twice before pulling it on somebody that, you know, they'll think like, oh, maybe this other guy has a gun too, because most of the people who pull out a gun, they know that the other person doesn't have one, and that's why.
Yeah, I hear that, and I have this conversation often enough, you know, to know.
I'll be right back, RVD. Be right back.
All right, call us back, Jingles.
No, I'll just hang on. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay, all right.
He's going to get his gun.
Well, I disagree, and maybe I'm wrong. You know, I have been wrong before, but I really don't think that most people would pull out a gun because they think the other person might not have a gun. I don't think it's about that at all. I think it's about the element of surprise. You know, I mean, if you're gonna take somebody and they got their back turned to you and they're at the ATM machine and you creep up on them, it doesn't matter if they got a gun or not. They're yours, Officer X.
To an extent, but I mean, a lot of people have guns and then they don't have the. They get so nervous when it comes up time to use it, it wouldn't do them much good. And I mean, Joe, you sound like you've done a lot of shooting, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, we do some stuff like shoot a fixed target, right? Shooting a fixed target is challenging enough. Then try doing it when your adrenaline's pumping, when the target's moving.
Done it both ways.
Yeah, well, it's you know how much more difficult and challenging it is, right?
Well, sure, absolutely. I mean,
that's for a guy who's experienced in shooting.
Well, my daughter is a 20-year-old Marine. I mean, she's an expert on the M19, the Mark 19, which is a 30-millimeter grenade launcher. I mean, and it shoots, you know, I don't know how many rounds per second. She knows this about taking out the enemy before the enemy gets you. It's always adrenaline. I mean, if you're water skiing, there's an adrenaline rush. I mean, a gun sure certainly poses a new element, but Rob, your fists are like guns. If somebody,
my fists are lethal weapons, Joe.
Yes, I know. I mean, you
Registered
might as well fire a 50-millimeter cannon at somebody than your fist to hit somebody.
Oh, RVD, motherfucker!
I mean, geez. I mean, I'm simply. You've used the word kill. Kill is a lot different from murder. You know,
right.
I mean, I don't eat people, and yet I would kill a hog and eat it if I couldn't get one at the grocery store. I mean, I'll go to the grocery store first. The officer is asking me if I've done a lot of shooting and do I know what it feels like to be on an adrenaline rush? Sure, yeah, absolutely. It's an entirely different element. And I have had guns pointed at me. I've had my truck stolen. I had to use my gun to get my truck back. I've had guns pointed at me, and it's odd when you do have a gun pointed at you. Sometimes you don't quite register that fear when you're intent on taking them out first. You know, the guy who pointed a gun at me yesterday pointed a rusty piece of crap at me, and if he was going to use that gun, he would have used it right that second.
He would have shot, yeah.
Yeah, if he was going to really use that gun, he was just trying to act like a badass.
So, but your move would have been, let's say he pulls the trigger and he misses. Your move then would have been to take your gun with...
I would have split his head in two.
Really?
I'm as good a shot with that 45 as I am with that airbrush.
And I wouldn't have been angry. Right on your hip, too.
I would not have wanted my wife to get that phone call that night saying, Joe's not coming home ever again. You'll never see him again.
Right.
And that would just... I mean, if you've ever had anybody die on you, that's a My father walked in one day, and my best friend died after having lunch with me. An hour later, and my father was a minister, walked in and said, your friend, Wayne Thigpen? I said, yes, sir. He said, he's dead, Joe. And it just blew my mind.
Yeah.
And Rob, you've had friends die. You know, it's a mind blower. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, well, everybody listening knows that I've certainly had my share of friends dying. You know, although they usually do it to themselves. Let me ask you a question, Officer X, because I think your experience is going to be real important on this. Most people that would have a gun that are not police officers, I think most people that have a gun because they would feel safer, less vulnerable, I don't think most of them are going to carry it on the side of their hip like Joe does. I think, you know, most of them are going to be like some lady that has a gun in her purse. Now, that has to lower the odds of that helping you in a situation like Joe was in by 95%. I mean, someone pulls a gun on you, okay, give me, you know, unless they say, give me your money, reach into your own purse and pull it out, in which case maybe you got a chance to grab the gun. But otherwise, if they point the gun at you, say, hey, give me your purse, bam, guess what, your gun's in the purse. Or whatever they say, you have to somehow get in your purse, open it up, take your gun out, take it off safety, and fire that. I don't think that most people are going to get the heads up in enough time to where it's going to be useful. I mean, how can that?
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you. And the other thing are these ankle holsters. I mean, God, guys have a gun on your ankle. You know how long it's going to take you to get your ankle to your hand and then set up and shooting?
Unless maybe there's a lengthy struggle, or you get the heads up that, hey, there's been a guy on college campus that's killed 40 people so far, he's coming your way. Okay, then in that really rare scenario, yeah, it's a good thing you had a gun and you were able to find a cubby hole to fucking, you know, a foxhole to fucking get yourself settled and get a good aim from. But I don't think most situations are going to go down that far, and I think most people, if they had a gun and they ran into trouble, afterwards, they'd be thinking, fuck, I had a gun and it didn't do me shit.
Mhm.
That's what I think.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. You can't just have it for show. But most people that have guns and are licensed guns really respect their weapons, whether they're sportsmen or target hunters or whatever. It's the nitwits that don't have licenses that really tend to be problematic, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you're thinking also, too, with the gangbangers that have guns, if you have ever noticed, it's more, it's more of the younger gangbangers that are shooting people than the older ones.
Yeah, you know, when I was on the set filming Wrong Side of Town 2, I was in my hotel room one night. Officer X, you texted me and said, turn on the, I don't know if it was History Channel, A&E or something, and there was a special about all the gangbangers in L.A., and it was hard to believe 9 miles or so from Beverly Hills, there's all these kids killing each other. For sure, none of them have got a license to carry a gun, but they kill for initiation. Just to be in the gang, they got to go out and kill somebody. It's fucking crazy. Eddie from Albany, I know you got some gangs up there in New York. You listening tonight to the show?
Yeah, gangs in New York. You want to talk about gangs in New York? Just in New York City, there's one of the most evil elitists in New York City. David Rockefeller lives in New York City. So we got, like, a legit gang there, you know? Hello?
David Rockefeller, the bank owner?
Yeah. Those are the people we should go after, if anything.
Let's smoke them motherfuckers. Yeah, I know Albany's a ways away from New York City. But as the topic holds, Eddie, we're talking about killing. When's it okay? What's your opinion?
It's okay when it's the IRS, it's the bankers. It's okay then. It's okay then. You know what we should do? We should do this. We should have the Mormons versus the Scientologists. That would be a great fight.
And they can wear magic underwear.
You're listening to RVD Radio.
Dude, I like it. All right, well, shit. The Scientology...
And also, RVD, hold on. I want to mention something. I want to talk to my representative and mention something about wrestling unions. Because that really needs to happen. There needs to be a wrestling union You know what I mean?
I don't give a fuck.
Here's my opinion on that, man. Does that say enough, or should I elaborate? If I were to elaborate on that, I would just say, really, it's unions. I think are mostly ran by the fucking mobsters anyway. The more just the way they originated, and the more I learn about them, I think it's still run that way. But wrestling is not a fucking an open entity. It's a very closed aspect. It's a sports entertainment thing. You know what I mean? And it's basically WWE and not shit other than that. We're independent contractors, and that's all it is. It's not as big as another job. Like, say you want to be a cop, or you want to be a teacher, or you want to even be an actor. You can work for many people in that field all over the world. It's not like that with wrestling. It's a very closed sport. It's in WWE has wrestlers sign contracts, just like if you have somebody work on your car and they sign a contract says they're going to fix your car and you're going to pay them so much. There's no insurance and fucking covering them for the rest of their life after that. So good cause. Good luck to everyone that pursues that. But I'm not on the bandwagon with there. I don't jump on and I don't support it, and they don't have enough power to do it. I mean, if the wrestlers said, you know what, we're going to stand down, which is what a union has to do. That's their whole means of fighting is when terms aren't right, they stand down and refuse to work. You can't fucking do that in wrestling. It's too closed. It's basically one guy that owns some people. If you don't want to work, he'll get some other people.
It's like a comedian brought up there should be a comedians union, and I said kind of the same thing. They said if comedians tried to form unions, no club would book them.
Yeah, exactly. So
you know the major disadvantage, though, and I agree to an extent, but the one thing where you can say you're an independent contractor, but you kind of really not.
Independent contractor.
But in a way, you're kind of not, because you can't go work somewhere else because there's nowhere else to go, and you should have some sort of a health and life insurance benefit, though.
If you're a pro wrestler, though, you really can go work anywhere else as long as it doesn't conflict with one of the contracted jobs that you have. If your job that you've contracted for is a 3-year commitment, well, then guess what? That's going to conflict with taking other jobs. Otherwise, if you're doing like I'm doing now and you wrestle for a guy in Ireland and France and someone else in England or whatever, then, yeah, you can take as many bookings as you want. But even with those, I mean, I can't work for somebody else while I'm still there, doing the work that I'm contracted for with them. See what I mean? It's just the term. It's just the term. You sign a contract with WWE that says, hey, for 3 years, I got this job. After that, maybe not. Well, there you go. That's all it is. You're still not an employee. And I think a great person to tell us about this that has even more experience than me. Holy shit, I remember when Fonzie was telling me he had 20 years in the business. I thought it sounded like forever. And here I am, 20 years in the business myself. I started professional wrestling in 1989. Fonzie, Daddy, can you hear what we're talking about?
Right down the middle, Daddy.
Yeah. Do we got a Fonzie motherfucker or no?
Hell yeah, Fonzie motherfucker.
You got it.
Fonzie motherfucker! Sweet, Daddy.
Sweet, Daddy. What do you think about wrestlers' unions?
I think a couple of guys have dreamed about it throughout the whole history of wrestling, and I don't think it'll ever take place. But, if you work for WWE, Vince allows you enough money to buy insurance and prepare for the, anything unusual, because usually if you go in there, like, say if you went in there, Van Dam, full-time for 3 years, you're probably going to make a few $1 million. So you don't really need the union, you know what I mean? That's what I'm looking about. When I was there, I wouldn't dare put my hat in and say, yeah, let's start a union, because he would crush it anyway. Plus, Vince paid me enough money to do what I wanted. You know what I mean? I was happy with my payoffs there. He could have paid me a little more. You know what I mean? We always want more, but I think he paid me fairly, ballpark fairly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and basically it's about the deal that you make. That's what I've always said. People that aren't wrestlers are always, you know, trying to do the right thing, and they're always, you know, saying, oh, no, you wrestlers need insurance, you need insurance. But if you had the choice, Bruce Jingles.
Yes.
If you had a choice as a comedian, you could go work for a comedy tour that was going to last you for a year, and you could have a choice. They could cover you, give you some benefits, give you some insurance, or they could pay you more money and just leave it up to you to go insure yourself. What would you rather do?
Pay me more money and I can go insure myself.
That's how I felt, and I think that's how most wrestlers feel when they're signing that contract. Somewhere along the way, they seem to forget that because they listen to people outside the business that are telling them, oh, you guys that's not right, man. You guys should have insurance, man. You guys are just like employees.
Well, you know what it is, though, Rob? You're extremely self-disciplined, where a lot of guys aren't.
Hey, man, I don't have any magic non-masturbating underwear.
No. But think about it, though. I mean, if you don't have insurance and you have an illness come to you, you're fucked. You're financially fucked forever, for a real long time.
Go to the emergency room.
No, okay, but if you have a job, you can go and get your own insurance. That's what you do. And by the way, if you get hurt on the job, you're covered anyway.
Oh, you get workman's comp?
You work, yeah. I mean, you're covered if you're on the job, and you get paid enough, so you can go and you shop around and get your own insurance. It's just in your power, in your hands, instead of somebody else, you know, controlling that for you. That's the only difference. I mean, if you were covered and had insurance, they would pay you less. It's just a trade-off. That's the way I see it.
Right.
That's pretty much it in the lifespan of a wrestler in WWE isn't long anyway, so you know what I mean, RVD?
I know what you mean, Fonzie Daddy. By the way, since you just joined us, let me tell you, we got Joe Holland. He's the guy. I don't know if you ever met Joe or not, Fonzie, but he airbrushed all my outfits since day one, like 94 or some shit.
Oh, I know the name. I've seen all those work on you in the ring. He does a great job. Hey, Joe, what's going on, Daddy?
Fonzie, can you hear me?
Yeah, beautiful.
A big honor to meet you, man. I did a caricature of you one time that I never managed to get to you, but I'll figure out a way to get it to you. You're awesome. It was so much fun to watch you running around blowing that whistle.
Thanks, Daddy.
Yeah, man, you're the stuff. You're that big part of that whole thing with Rob. I mean, I never met you, but I was behind Rob way back in the beginnings when I was doing the screen printing the shirts, and Rob was picking them up at the airport and taking them and selling them himself at the ECW events. Man, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, if I would have met you back then, I would have definitely had you do all my stuff too, because I ended up having all my stuff like pay-per-views. I would have all the events embroidered on it, so that was kind of my gimmick. But I would have loved to have you do me a suit up like Jimmy Hart used to have. You know what I mean? Your own style.
Fonzie, it'd be an honor for me to do something for you, man, sometime. I'd love to do it, and I wouldn't charge a dime. Rob knows that. No,
Oh, super. That's even better, Daddy, but I couldn't accept nothing for free. I would definitely take care of you.
Listen, I do what I do for a living, and I do the free stuff because it keeps me loving doing what I do.
Well, I accept it. Thank you.
You bet.
Yay, we have a match made here on RVD Radio, baby.
It's the dating game on RVD TV.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, RVD TV too, because we're filming that too. By the way, Fonzie, in case this turns out all right, which I don't know, because as I'm doing the radio show, I'm fucking around with the camera, trying to set it over here and that way. And yes, I have an IMAX, so I do have the camera straight on. Nobody needs to message me and say, "Don't you know you got a camera on your computer?" We'll see how it turns out. Fonzie Daddy, how was the show last weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina?
Unbelievable. The show was unbelievable. I've never seen a group of talent all in one building, from myself to Ric Flair to Ole Anderson. Unbelievable, Van Damme. The promoter did a great job. He got a little slow towards the last day or something because it was the same same 800 people there all weekend. The talent kept interchanging. Somebody was there Friday, then another group was coming Saturday. But all in all, it was a first-class deal, and I had a lot of fun. Seen a lot of guys I haven't seen in quite a few years, including Mark Lewin, Kevin Sullivan, and all those guys. Steve the Dream. Everybody was there.
Awesome. Hey, Fonzie, on today's show, we're trying to iron out so that we can get a clear understanding, when is it okay to kill? And I'm talking about that from every fucking angle, from execution. I guess we're waiting until it comes out of the fetus to talk about killing it tonight.
No, we're not going there.
But, dude, Fonzie, back, you've been on the road for a long time with a lot of the guys that are, a lot of crazy motherfuckers in the business and stuff. And by the boys' rules, if you catch somebody in bed with your lady, you kill them. You got the right to kill them then. But turns out that's not really correct when you know a little bit more about life in the big picture. I want to hear your opinion on it, man. Someone breaks into your house, Fonzie, is it okay to kill them then? If you find out that they killed somebody you cared about, is it okay to kill them then, or is it not okay because then it's planned out? Pretty heavy subject. A lot of people take lightly because on the news every day there's so many needless deaths. People are getting shot for standing in the wrong fucking spot, or driving down the wrong street, or just saying the wrong thing, or being in the wrong. It's crazy. People come in and they unload, and it's so much grief because every time someone dies, man, there's a lot of people crying.
RVD, I'm 100% believer in capital punishment in that way, and I think special circumstances, for me personally, if I call somebody breaking in my house, stealing my lifelong valuables, and I shot the guy and killed him, it turned out to be a 16-year-old kid from next door who just kind of, didn't realize what he was doing, and I killed him, I feel awful bad about that. But if I found somebody in my house trying to rape my kid or something like that, I don't think I have a problem killing them if you're 15 years old. But capital punishment, I believe in that big time, and I guess circumstances would have to draw the line for me to be killing anybody personally. But it happens every day, like you say. I mean, murders every freaking day. Accidental, on purpose, wrong place at the wrong time. That's a big, touchy subject because once you kill somebody, they're dead, and you cannot bring them back forever.
Exactly. That's the thing. That's it. I mean, you and I have both lost a lot of people that we really care about because that's the nature of our fucking business, and wrestlers die so young and so often. But that's it, man. They're gone. They do not come back. So, really, I mean, it takes a hell of a lot of nerve to shoot somebody, or even without a gun in any way, to kill somebody over anything. I mean, it doesn't get any more personal than that. You are taking everything that person has and taking away from everybody that's in that person's life.
Yeah, well, I think I mentioned this before. In different countries, like I'm not sure of the particular country, but you commit a real hard crime, and government will execute you, and then send the family the price tag of the bullet that killed the guy. You know what I mean? I think if they put capital punishment a little more strong here in the United States, I think it might curb the crime a little bit. I think that's true because they do it in other countries and they don't have the crime rate we do. I mean, there's so many people on death row here for crazy, like the Manson people are trying to get out right now is a big thing going on for the last month. It's the 40th year anniversary on the Charles Manson killing in Los Angeles, and all those people are trying to get out, pleading, we've turned our life around, we've done this, we've seen the light, I wasn't there, it wasn't me, it was Charles Manson trying to push me to kill these people, but it's too late, you know what I mean? Just keep them in prison.
Well, Susan Atkins is trying to get out because she has cancer.
What's that, dude?
Susan Atkins is one of the people that was in the Manson family. They're trying to be nice to her because she has cancer. She's dying.
Well, I'm sorry. Sharon Tate was pregnant with a baby, and they sliced the baby right out of her and killed her. So what? The girl's got cancer. Let her ass die with chemotherapy in prison. She committed the worst crime of them all. I should think there'd be no leniency against anybody for hardcore crimes.
Hey, I would rather die than get life in prison.
Not to do it while she was being murdered.
You know that? I would much prefer death to life in prison myself.
Amen to that. My opinion about death row is mainly that people on death row die of old age.
People on death row have a lifetime to plan their
unless you live in Texas.
Yeah, it don't take long near funds.
Texas is the highest punishment, death punishment in the country, and I like it.
You like it. Now, in Florida, you do have capital punishment, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we barbecue them all the time, but not as much as we should. You know, they now is making them more humane. You know, the lethal injection.
Fonzie, motherfucker!
I wouldn't mind getting a shot of that once in a while. I like the shit I like to try some of the shit that Dipper Man that Michael Jackson sleeps with. I like to get that drip and try that one time.
Oh, fuck that.
I'll
take the Benadryl.
You know, Charles Manson was originally sentenced to death, and then they lifted the death penalty here in California, and he lucked out, so to say, and so he's spending, a life sentence now. His followers were fucking nuts. They had absolutely no remorse whatsoever. They were in court. I don't even know if you can call it defending, because they were just fucking. They were proud of it. They were like, yeah, I did that, and they would just describe what happened, stabbing, a fork in somebody's belly 40 times. It was just sick. Those people, I don't understand how they were so cold, and I know brainwashing has a great effect over people.
Brainwashing acid are a motherfucker.
Oh my God, dude! They thought that they killed pigs, not people.
That was some sick shit.
Yeah. Yes, it was. So
no, but I'll tell you
definitely,
what,
in that situation, I think we all agree that that was wrong, right?
Amen.
100%.
I'll tell you though. I mean, I would not want life in jail. Oh, that would be worse. I'd much rather take a lethal injection and see what's next.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you were saying. Hopefully, none of us will ever have to figure that out. Michael from Washington, thanks for calling RVD Radio. Dude.
Hi, I was wondering when talking about guns and whatnot, why is it that private citizens are allowed to have guns at all, training or not? Because you can't really tell by a simple written test what a person's capable of.
I don't really know what goes on with the test and how you have to prove that you qualify to have a gun. Officer X, I'm sure you would know a lot more about that than I would, and Joe, you would too.
Second Amendment.
Second Amendment, we have a right to bear arms.
No, it recognizes your right to bear arms. It doesn't grant you the right. The constitutional law recognizes your right already existing, and it guarantees you not to be tampered with. I mean, I know, nobody ever knows, but I do have that guaranteed right recognized by the Constitution, not granted by the Constitution.
Oh, I didn't think of that, yeah. Oh, cool, man. That's all I really wanted to contribute to it. So
Cool. Well, I'm glad we were able to answer your question that you had, Michael. How do you feel about taking somebody's life? You think it's something that back like in the days before we really had structured society, when it was just part of the strong survive? Do you think that's okay? Like so many people go out and seem to do, knocking off.
We evolved to a society where that's not necessary in any sort of sense. So no, I mean, killing should happen. And I mean, I personally, as a Christian, wouldn't want to kill anybody. A fly, whatever, but a person, hell no.
Right. So hopefully anybody listening will understand that our message, don't do it. If you're thinking of killing somebody, don't do it. Although since we're talking about the subject, I will have to fill out my offer that I've had standing here on RVD Radio for any pedophiles listening, anybody out there that hurts little children in a brutal way, fucking little kids, especially if you bury them afterwards, so you won't get told on. I am addressing this to you. Please call into RVD Radio, and I will offer you the opportunity to kill yourself live on the air.
RVD, motherfucker.
That's my standing offer. James from Indiana, what's going on, dude?
Hey, Rob Van Dam, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man, I'm from your parts, man, right across the border in Michigan.
I know, Battle Creek, man. I've been there a couple times. It's pretty tight.
I went to South Bend, Indiana to a wrestling show when I was a kid and ended up kissing Ted DiBiase's foot. No, that's not true. I saw the program. I kissed his foot.
I saw that on YouTube for the first time like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I read about that in magazines like PWI and everything, and I thought that was pretty cool in an aspect. I mean, you got your start. Like me, I want to become a wrestler. I'm going to start training the 22nd, and the first ever show, it was a small independent show, and the one guy I met, who has been my idol since the late 80s, I met Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He was a cool dude.
Oh!
Hell yeah.
Oh!
I love it. And I wanted to say what's up to Fonzie, because, I mean, without Fonzie there, it's just not a party, is it, buddy?
Thanks, Daddy.
Oh, yeah. And I wanted to talk to a couple of things.
Fonzie, motherfucker!
I'm pretty mellowed out person. I don't believe
That's right, Daddy.
in killing, but there was one instance in life where I almost killed someone, and it was for all the right reasons.
All the right reasons. Okay, we want to hear this story.
You can put this on RVD Radio. You can put this on RVD TV. I'll give my consent. I'll sign whatever. This is the God's honest truth. My friend and I, we were living together. It was my friend's house, but he knew a kid who was down on his luck. They went to church together. Well, it turns out that my friend's 5-year-old told my buddy, my best friend, that the kid he invited into his home was doing something wrong. All right? He started to touch her inappropriately.
Oh, fuck that.
Oh, I found him. I beat the living hell out of him.
And he was a kid?
The only reason, this kid was 19, and she was 5 at the time.
Oh.
I don't believe in the justice system. This is what happened. This is the God's honest truth. The only reason he's still breathing oxygen in this world is because my friend's brother and sister-in-law came by and called the police. They let him go across the street, like literally a block over. He did not get arrested till 3 months later, and as far as I know, to this day, his trial is still pending.
Wow.
You know, he's not a hard case, I'm not a hard case. I'm just bringing light to the fact that, you know, I am a firm believer in a lot of things. You know, I believe bad men should serve time. If it's, you know, law shouldn't be, well, I could steal an apple because it's for hunger. You shouldn't go to jail for that. You know, I mean, you could go to like a soup kitchen, but I mean, if you're going to do something as low down and disgusting as that, you don't deserve to have your freedom. Not at all.
Brother, you probably did the right thing by beating the guy from an inch from his life. But thank you for not killing the guy, because you wouldn't be here talking to us now. You'd be probably in jail for some type of manslaughter, even though it's kind of justified in its own way. And he snapped. You might end up serving 5 to 15 years for killing the guy. But justice will catch up with him. His trial's still pending, so hopefully he goes to prison for a good long time, because that's probably not his first time molesting a 5-year-old kid. It probably won't be his last time until he's behind bars. But my hat's off to you for kicking his ass and stretching him. I wish you would have killed him, but I'm glad you didn't, because you wouldn't be talking to us. You'd be behind bars, and the guy would be, you know, it'd be another story. But, you know, good.
Even if I was still behind bars, I'd still call in and give my opinion.
Hell yeah. We take collect calls from prison, Daddy.
I'm a big fan of RVD and you, Fonzie, brother.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
How can you not be, right?
Oh man,
RVD,
Rob,
motherfucker!
Exactly. I've been watching you guys since like '96, I believe, and around Indiana, there used to be on cable access, so I'd wait up to like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it would never show on the exact time the next week. So like, and I'm like fucking 10 at the time, you know. So it's like a school night. I'm waiting up till 10 just to see RVD, you know, beat up on the Dudleys, RVD and Fonzie and Sabu beat up on, you know, whoever else. It's good stuff, man.
Good times, huh?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Okay, cool. Well, we appreciate the call, James.
All right, brother. You guys take it easy.
Take care, Daddy.
Later.
See you later, man.
That's a situation, by the way, where a lot of people feel that death would be appropriate for a punishment. You know, when it comes to fucking with little kids, a lot of people won't go for that shit. You know, a lot of people say kill that motherfucker because he's gonna do it again. You know, and there's a lot. If that's the thing about it, if they're not in behind bars and they get out, they seem to still be sick and they seem to still pursue chasing little kids' asses.
That's right, Granddaddy.
Who's Granddaddy?
Fonzie.
Oh yeah, Fonzie. Didn't you your Granddaddy?
Yeah, that's right.
Super. I'm gonna be a grandfather March 3rd.
That's when the baby is due?
Yep, due in March. My daughter's doing wonderful. She's getting big belly now. She's eating all these kind of fantastic foods. She's into the health thing. She's always been a good kid. No cigarettes, no drinking. But really excited. Watching, keeping an eye on her doctor's visits every couple of weeks. She goes. Seen the sonogram. I've seen a little picture of my little grandson or granddaughter. We don't know which one it is yet. You know, still waiting.
Fonzie. That's right, Granddaddy. That's right, Granddaddy, motherfucker, Bruce Jingles.
You got it. Here it comes.
All right, here we go.
Granddaddy, motherfucker!
Sweet, Daddy.
Hey, Joe Holland, you're still out there, right?
Yeah, I'm still here. Fonzie was talking about smoking a minute ago. Didn't Fonzie used to smoke in the ring?
No. No, he just looked like he was. He just looked like he was.
Nah, I smoked before I went to the ring.
That was. He just looked like he looked like he smelled like smoke. Hey, how about on the roast on Joan Rivers' roast the other day? Who was it told Gilbert Gottfried, you look like you smell like pee?
Oh, that was I think it was Tom Arnold.
Dude, that was pretty funny. Not my favorite roast, but there was definitely some good moments. That one girl that nobody knew who the hell she was.
Oh, Whitney Cummings is funny.
Who is she?
She's a New York comic.
Okay.
Hey, how about that bullshit rule though? You couldn't goof on Melissa.
No, what do you mean? They goofed on her a little bit.
They goofed on. They didn't goof on her too much. I was surprised they did the Edgar shit.
It's funny because I was listening to Stern this morning, and Robin Quivers was saying like she had a bunch of Melissa shit. They edited out. They wouldn't let her do.
Oh, I don't know, man. That you know, the thing, those roasts, man. I would love to just see one live because there's no holding back whatsoever. You know, there's like with Robin Quivers, they're making fun of her for being molested by her dad. I think it was Gilbert Gottfried that was like, "Have you seen what your face looks like?" You know, Robin Quivers was so ugly. When her father was molesting her, he had to close his eyes and pretend she was her older sister.
And then he said, "Oh, Jafar."
See that? That's very fucked up. I love the roast though. I love, you know, someone on the Pam Anderson once said, "How the fuck does Courtney Love look worse than Kurt Cobain?"
No, I like the one when they said, "I wouldn't fuck her with B. Arthur's dick," and B. Arthur was sitting right there.
Right. Or somebody said the Bono. Who's the Bono daughter that's a lesbian?
Oh, Cher's daughter.
Oh, Cher's daughter? Chelsea. Someone said I wouldn't fuck her with Chelsea's new dick or something. I don't know. But
Chastity's.
Chastity. Thank you. I knew it was a C.
Thank you, Bruce.
Or the Flavor Flav roast when Greg Giraldo said that Flavor Flav looked like a skeleton wrapped up in electrical tape.
Or that he looks like Michael Jordan is supposed to.
Michael Jordan.
Or Magic Johnson.
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you.
Yeah, same thing.
All the MJs, man, they get to me.
Dude, I loved how, someone, I think it was Ice-T was saying to Carrot Top, man, you look like halfway through your sex change. The doctor just said, fuck it. Kathy Griffin got ripped apart, too, because she was the host for the Joan Rivers roast. So every time she would introduce somebody, they'd say, like, all right, yeah, thank you. Let's hear it again for Tranny Bonaducci.
Oh, no, dude, that was funny. Now, that was fucking funny.
Yeah. You look like Ronald McDonald fucked Lucille Ball's corpse and kicked her down the stairs.
No, I like when they said, what the fuck, did Carrot Top fuck Pippi Longstocking?
Oh, no shit. Funny shit. So, Joe, I was calling my attention to you because I sent you a rock from the Batcave recently, and I know you got that. I also just hooked you up with a password account to RVD TV, which everyone can see at robvanman.com. I wanted to let you know, Joe, if you look at the Comic Geeks tour, you'll see Bruce Jingles is on the line with us, and we went to go visit that Batcave. That's when I grabbed that rock for you.
Yeah, and the little girl knew who Rob was, which is kind of scary.
Well, I mean, it's the Batcave part where the Batmobile used to exit out onto the road, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And they also used it in the movie, maybe the first two movies. I'm not sure. The one with was it Michael Keaton?
No, that
Val Kilmer.
That Batcave that they used in the Adam West. That's the one you got it from, right?
Yes. That was the Adam West one, and they used it in a bunch of movies too. They used that in the original King Kong in 1933.
Yeah, but that Adam West Batmobile, that Batmobile was still the bomb. That was the baddest looking car of all of them. I love that car.
Yeah, it still does. It tours, like I see it at conventions and shit sometimes.
I got in at one time at a car show and had my picture made, and I got into the Munsters car, get my picture made, and by that time they'd already thrown me out of the car show.
Oh, right on.
Thanks for the rock, though. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I wanted you to see the episode we did on the RVD TV's wrestling gear, but don't forget there's like another 82 episodes or so to check out. And Comic Geeks, you might enjoy that one because we go to the Batcave. Joe collects like authentic, like real shit, so if you can.
It's cool, Sonia and Rob always send me these neat little pieces of the world wherever they go. They know that I have this chest at home where I keep all these odds and ends, and it might be a piece of a sidewalk in Italy. It might be an egg, an emu egg that's custom painted by an artist in Australia.
Might be an Octomom egg.
Yeah, that was very, very cool. Thank you.
Dude, I'm so glad haven't been hearing about that Octobits lately.
Don't bring her up.
She's making a big comeback this week.
Yeah, she is.
I want to know what's the chat room. I want to hear Bruce's answer.
Oh. Sonia says everyone in the chat room wants to know, Bruce, if you would fuck Lisa Lampanelli.
Oh, you see, almost had a chance.
Nah.
You almost did already?
Yeah, but another comment told me that her JJ tasted like a 9-volt battery.
He ate it?
I'm just kidding.
I loved how fucking Gary Busey called her Lisa Lump of Jelly.
Oh, yeah.
I heard you fuck some black guys if you hold your head over Jelly.
I love the roast. I want to find a DVD set, that's like the best of comedy roast.
I know. I totally want to do that.
Those are the best.
Where's the chat room at? Let me see what the chat room looks like. I'm going to go in.
You better hurry. We got about a minute left, dude.
Okay, well, fuck it.
90 seconds. I just got the warning. We got 90 seconds left till the end of the show, so that's about time when we start wrapping things up. But I got a couple calls. I'm going to see if I can knock them out real quick. No Kayfabe Radio. You're on RVD Radio.
Go ahead.
All right, dude. Thanks for calling, man. Hey, you ever kill anybody?
Civilians call in and say that the two suspects you're looking for are across the street in the park. One of them is wearing a red shirt now.
Officer X, man, we're getting your call for the fucking...
What is it, bro? What is it?
No, they were telling you you got a suspect.
Hello?
Whoa, hey, what's up, man? Welcome to RVD Radio.
Hey, nothing much. What's this all about, man?
All right, man, thanks for calling, dude. You just made in before the end, and you're a little bit young to talk about killing. But don't kill anybody, kid. Don't ever kill anybody. Life is precious. It's a gift that's not ours to take. It's not really ours to give. Definitely not ours to give, baby, or we'd have kids, right?
I don't want kids.
I don't either, so it's not ours to give. It's a spiritual thing. Life comes from somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it's not ours to take. So what's that website where people can find you? Joe Holland, what's your website, dude? Oh, we might have lost Joe. Say bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Damn a needle! Damn summer needle! Fan assassinado! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! Drop that down! The whole fucking show! A damn shot straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! You get down to straight to your brain! Straight to your skull crack! Down. The whole fucking show. Drop it down. The whole fucking show. I will fly high. 5-star broad splat. You can't stop me. 5-star broad splat. Drop it down. The whole fucking show. Drop it down. The whole fucking show. It's all about the yin and the yang. The balance of power that's in. You can't stop the yin and the yang.